Hey everybody, it's Jenna Allen with Mental Health Today, and today I'm going to talk about how to make our long distance relationship work. I used to be in a long distance relationship a few times, so I can kind of, give you guys a couple tips and how it worked for me. Um, it Long distance relationships can be very hard, especially if it's new and you're just getting to know each other. And, so I can kind of understand that why some people might think, oh, really, long distance relationships never work and they're hard. And it's true. It is true. It's very hard to make a long distance relationship work, but it's not impossible. So, for me and my ex partner, what we did was we would watch movies and we would pick TV shows, and what we would do is we'd video call, and then I'd put the camera on the TV and he'd just watch it from there. And it kind of gave us something fun to do together, and we brought us closer. Like, I got him hooked into this show called One Tree Hill. For all you fans out there who know the show I'm talking about, I've seen it like 3 times, and I got him really hooked onto it. And for those of you who've seen the whole series, you kind of understand the emotional craziness of the show. Well, it brought me and him closer because, of the relationship between Nathan and Haley. And then it also brought us closer because we, felt the emotion of the show, right? Because of what happened to Keith. And, like, the show can be, it's a pretty, it's an amazing show, but it's also very, very sad. And we just got closer from the show, right? And we would also do our own thing. I mean, I would go to the lake or whatever with my friend at the time, and then he'd go do his own thing. And, it's also about trusting each other too, right? Like, you need to have that trust with each other. You need to also have the conversation. Like, if you're new, or let's say you've been okay, if you guys have been together for a few months and you're still doing long distance and you're not sure where it's going, make sure you have that conversation with each other as well. Like, make sure you talk about, okay, well, are we eventually going to move to the same place, or are we going to live together, because nobody wants to do long distance forever, right? And I'm not going to lie, going from long distance to living together, it's a completely different, um it's a different style in your relationship, that's for sure. And moving in together too soon can definitely put a strain on your relationship. So I wouldn't, if you've only been with the guy or girl for a couple months, and you really want it to go somewhere but you're not 100% sure, I wouldn't recommend jumping into living together personally. I would suggest just, I don't know, maybe plan more trips. If you guys have money, maybe plan longer trips and just kind of build from that. And then when you guys are ready, have that conversation. Okay, am I going to move there, or are you going to move here? And then maybe get your own separate places and live in the same town for a few months and see where that leads you, right? But like, I wouldn't I wouldn't go into a long distance relationship, and it really depends on the kind of person you are. I find too, like, if you're somebody that has trust issues, I wouldn't recommend getting into a long distance relationship because you have to really make sure you trust that person. So it's just kind of like, really depends on who you are. I mean, me and my partner, we were still new when we first started dating. Like, we were still new to the long distance relationship, but I did it before, so I think the only hard part about it was just missing each other. And personally, like, I ended up moving to the same place he lives, and that actually kind of made our relationship worse. Personally, like, I personally found we ended up getting along way better doing the long distance, just because we kind of moved too quickly. We ended up going from long distance to living together. I would not recommend doing that because that can end your relationship. And I'm not with the guy anymore. So I should tell you something. I didn't really have a choice though. Like I was already planning on moving here before I met him. So like I didn't have anywhere else to live except for with him. So like, I mean, my situation, it was kind of like urgent. So it really depends on your relationship and your situation. I mean, it was hard. I mean, there were a lot of tears. There were a lot of moments where we were crying and we were hurt because we missed each other. And when we did see each other, we loved every second of it. So definitely have the conversation about your relationship. I find that's super important. Like, I don't know I don't know how many people are in long distance relationship, but I'm just giving you this tips from what I personally experienced, and just because I know a lot of people struggle with long distance relationships, and it can be a challenge, but you need to make sure you trust that person. And the first step that I would do is having that conversation, like, where is this going? What do you want out of this? Because when you both are on the same page, then you both know what to do to make the relationship work. So I think that's super important conversation to have. And then after you've gone over that conversation, maybe start watching movies together, figuring out what you guys want to do to make it work. And at the end of the day, it takes both of you to make it work, right? It's hard, but it's not impossible. And if you have the tools and you guys are on the same page and you both want the same things, you guys will make it work and become closer, right? And another thing too is don't be afraid to like what me and my ex did. We would count down the days till we saw each other, and that helped too. Like we got so excited the closer the date was, we got super excited. So that's also fun. And then just like calling, talking to each other about your day. Don't be afraid to communicate. Hey, I'm going to be gone for a couple hours. I'm going to call you when I get back, tell you how my day was. Just communicate. I mean, don't overdo it because you want to make sure you have your own life too, but just communicate and watch a lot of movies, play games, plan trips together, that kind of thing, and you guys will be fine. So, yeah. But I'm doing a mix of different videos. I'm still trying to do some research on what I want to do next for another video. So, it'll be either dating advice or mental health. So, I'm still trying to do some more research. But if you guys have any questions or any comments, feel free to comment and subscribe. Let me know. I really hope this is going to help you. I really hope I can, if you are someone that's in a relationship long distance and you're watching this, like apply this to your relationship and you'll probably see a huge difference. And even if it doesn't work out, then at least you know you tried, right? So, but yeah. Anyways, I will see you guys next time on Mental Health Today. Bye.